A quantum bubble could instantly erase the universe. This instability stems directly from the Standard Model, a rigorous prediction, not speculation. Imagine a region where the laws of physics are in flux, governed by a new, unknown vacuum state. This change initiates a catastrophic, spontaneous expansion. The expansion occurs at the speed of light, meaning any warning signal sent across this boundary is physically impossible to receive before the event occurs. This physical impossibility introduces a profound philosophical horror into the cosmos. Reality does not simply end. It is actively overwritten by entirely new physical constants. We are not witnessing an end, but a transition. The familiar rules of existence dissolve, replaced by an entirely different, yet equally coherent, set of cosmic laws. The Standard Model, once seen as immutable truth, becomes merely a temporary framework. It is the scaffolding for a reality that is destined to be dismantled and rebuilt. The concept of nothing is replaced by the possibility of something else. This vacuum decay suggests a cosmic process of annihilation and immediate, violent rebirth. The transition from known reality to unknown physics is instantaneous. There is no slow fade, only the abrupt erasure of all established physical constants we understand. The deepest implication is that consciousness itself is tethered to this ephemeral reality. If the physical laws change, what remains of our awareness in the face of this cosmic deletion? This is not a mere end, but a rewriting of existence at the most fundamental level. The universe deletes its old parameters to allow for a fundamentally different, emergent existence. The deletion is the necessary precursor to a greater state. It is the violent clearing of outdated laws, clearing the slate for a potentially superior cosmic arrangement. The true terror lies in the inevitability of this process. We are watching the universe erase itself, not in defeat, but in a relentless, self-correcting evolution. The universe is defined by the Higgs potential, a vast landscape known as the Mexican hat. This shape dictates the fundamental properties of all matter. Within this potential exists a hidden, deeper valley representing a lower energy state for the cosmos. This valley is the realm of true vacuum. This metastable state is not a stable endpoint, but a precarious perch on an energy cliff. The universe exists in a state of temporary, fragile balance. Quantum tunneling provides the mechanism for this cosmic shift. Particles can spontaneously fall through energy barriers without needing external force. The transition occurs because the quantum uncertainty allows the system to bypass classical energy requirements entirely. It is a spontaneous internal event. The stability of our current state depends critically on the masses of fundamental particles, especially the top quark and the Higgs boson. Measurements from the Large Hadron Collider provide the precise data needed to map these subtle mass differences with incredible accuracy. The sheer precision of these measurements reveals the subtle instability at the very edge of physical reality. This precision hints at a deeper fragility. The term metastable implies a state that is temporarily stable, existing only until an external perturbation forces a change. It is not eternal. If the vacuum decays, the fundamental constants we observe today would instantly transform into entirely new, unknown values. Reality would rewrite itself. We upload videos like this every day. Subscribe so you don't miss out. Television. This process is not a slow fade, but a violent, instantaneous transition for every particle and interaction in the observable universe. It is a cosmic deletion. The existence of our current reality is therefore a miracle sustained by this incredibly fine, ephemeral balance. We are living on borrowed time, observers of a fleeting moment. The universe is not ending, but rather being overwritten by entirely new, unknown laws of physics. This is a direct prediction stemming from the very fabric of the Standard Model. A true vacuum bubble nucleates spontaneously within the Higgs field, a phenomenon that defies conventional understanding of cosmic stability. This spontaneous event signals an inevitable shift in existence. This expanding bubble travels at the speed of light, making any attempt to send a warning across the event physically impossible for observers outside the immediate vicinity. the speed of light becomes a cruel cosmic barrier. The philosophical horror lies in the realization that reality does not simply terminate, but is fundamentally overwritten by entirely novel physical constants and rules. This theoretical prediction is not mere science fiction, but rather a direct, unsettling consequence derived from the established framework of the standard model. The bubble wall instantaneously impacts our observable reality, forcing an immediate and total conversion of all existing matter into this nascent vacuum state. This instantaneous conversion means that the very physical laws governing our existence cease to apply, fundamentally altering the constants we once relied upon for stability. Chemistry, the intricate dance of molecular bonds, instantly unravels, halting all biological processes before a single neuron has the chance to fire its first signal. Consciousness itself is the last casualty, as the entire framework of subjective experience dissolves before the physical substrate of the universe is completely redefined by the new vacuum. The light cone problem emerges sharply, demonstrating why this event remains causally disconnected from our past, trapping our present in an impossible temporal isolation. This temporal disconnection implies that the end of our universe is not an event we can observe, but a state that exists entirely outside the causal chain of our experienced reality. We must reframe this terror, understanding that this instantaneous transition is not a catastrophe, but rather a painless, inevitable dispersal for the entire observable universe. The transition is not a violent annihilation, but a graceful diffusion, where all matter simply yields to the new vacuum state without any discernible struggle or resistance. The immense scale of this event means that the physical consequences are instantaneous across all dimensions, affecting every particle simultaneously and without delay. The cessation of all physical processes means that the intricate web of causality, which defines our experience of time, simply ceases to have meaning. This fundamental change implies that the perceived reality we inhabit is merely a temporary, fragile configuration, easily susceptible to spontaneous, total erasure. The universe exists in a state of profound, terrifying potential, where the next moment is not a continuation, but a complete and absolute, spontaneous rewrite. Inside the expanding bubble, the fundamental constants themselves are radically altered by the new vacuum state. This shift means the laws governing matter and energy are fundamentally unrecognizable to our existence. The boundaries of our familiar forces are being rewritten entirely within this new cosmic environment. New interactions emerge that defy the established framework of the standard model we once understood. The possibility exists that atoms, as we know them, may cease to exist entirely within this newly formed vacuum. This implies a complete erasure of the physical reality we are accustomed to perceiving. This profound alteration suggests that the very concept of light, as we observe it, might be entirely redefined inside the bubble. The rules governing photons would necessarily change in this extreme physical environment. The physical mechanism driving this expansion moves at the speed of light itself, making any potential warning or reaction physically impossible for any observer outside the bubble. Causality breaks down at this catastrophic speed. Philosophically, this scenario forces us to confront the idea that reality is not merely ending, but rather being overwritten by entirely new, unseen laws of physics. The universe evolves beyond its own prior definition. This is not mere science fiction, but rather a direct, unsettling prediction derived from the deep structure of the standard model. The mathematical necessity of this vacuum decay is laid bare in the equations. The sheer scale of this process implies that our current existence is temporary, a fleeting arrangement of matter that is destined to be superseded by something vastly more fundamental. Everything we observe is transient. We must now consider the long-term outcome of this decay, comparing the slow march toward thermal death against the violent, instantaneous rebirth offered by this vacuum transition. The fate of the universe hangs in this delicate balance. The vacuum decay process represents a violent rebirth, suggesting that the destruction of our current vacuum state could serve as the necessary catalyst for a fundamentally better set of universal laws. A terrifying kind of cosmic irony. The paradox of the Boltzmann brain suggests that infinite possibilities create false realities, and vacuum decay offers a resolution to the measure problem of infinity. It suggests that existence itself is probabilistic and transient. If we accept this decay, then the concept of eternal existence is undermined by the inherent instability of the physical laws we inhabit. This instability forces a confrontation with the limits of perceived reality. Ultimately, our persistent curiosity and the drive to understand this impending fate define our moment. Fragility, paradoxically, makes the present instant infinitely precious, urging us toward eternal exploration. We calculate the probability of this cosmic event and find that tomorrow is statistically indistinguishable from never. This staggering calculation changes how we perceive time and existence. The notion that tomorrow holds no inherent significance forces us to confront the ultimate meaning of our fleeting existence in the vastness of the cosmos. Reality itself becomes a transient, calculated state. This perspective shifts the focus from personal history to universal mechanism. We are not participants in a linear timeline, but observers within a constantly shifting physical reality. The human achievement lies in this profound understanding of our own potential mortality. Recognizing our fragility is the first step toward true cosmic humility and acceptance. To navigate this existential weight, we must seek new physics as our necessary safety rails. Supersymmetry offers a theoretical framework that might stabilize the chaotic reality we inhabit. String theory proposes that reality is woven from vibrating filaments, suggesting underlying structures that prevent total collapse. These theories offer potential safeguards against universal deletion. Asymptotic safety suggests a mechanism where the universe naturally avoids catastrophic singularities. This concept introduces the idea of self-regulating physical laws, providing a necessary equilibrium. We are the universe achieving a level of self-awareness, recognizing the potential for deletion. This realization is the ultimate act of human consciousness in the face of cosmic indifference. This reflection leads us to the final, most vital thought. The fragility of our existence demands that we cherish the immediate moment we call the now. Curiosity, the relentless human drive to know, becomes the eternal anchor against the terror of oblivion. It is the engine that drives us to observe the boundaries of reality. Hi everyone! Quick reminder. Subscribe for high-quality daily content. Sparkles don't miss out. Subscribe today for exclusive content tomorrow. Wrapped gift.